welcome to my universe. You know, for once, I don't think there's a lot I want to fix today. Like, don't mind that I had to hide half of her clothing layers so I could see the background. That's fine, that's expected. So, what I was looking at was mostly just the roses and stuff along the frame. I haven't finished the top part of the leaves yet. But I think the ones down here are looking mostly okay. I might... once I kind of get through things, I might tweak some things here, like this one's kind of a blob. But I don't think I want to do that until I finish up the layers I expect, because I do need some leaves covering the roses in a few places, otherwise it'll look a little strange. And I don't think I want to touch things up until I do that. So let's just go slightly mad at drawing roses again. Or leaves and roses. Well, here goes nothing. It's just one of those things where if I want it to be in the picture, I gotta draw it, so what can you do? Okay. So mostly, when I draw stuff like this, I'm trying to remember where the vine is. Yeah, I'm gonna hide some layers. Where's the window? Okay. No, I kind of need the window, but I don't want the gold parts. I think they're throwing me off a little bit. Where are they? Is that this layer? No, that's in the middle there. I forgot that I had, like, a bunch of just random things around there for reasons. It's fine. I like the design of the window itself. I just need to make it look good. The top part looks good. I think this is great. I'm not quite sure what I want to do back here. But that's exactly why I am drawing leaves today. I'm gonna take care of the parts a little further in front, and then I can get the parts in the back there. Okay. So let's draw leaves. Man, going from redrawing a bunch of frills to drawing the leaves. Well, we're just going from one madness to the next. It's okay. How do I want this to bend? I think like this is probably good. So, yeah, leaves, definitely just one of those tedious little things that just kind of has to be done. What was I doing here? I clearly had a vision, but I don't know what it is anymore. Where's the vine? Okay, so I see it kind of goes up here, and then I broke it over there. So the vine's here, so I need some more leaves coming out over here, too. But I got this little baby. So it doesn't feel like they should be very strong. This one doesn't even seem like it's connected. Yeah, let's move him over a little. I'm not gonna put him, like, directly on the vine. I don't think I need to, but I want him, like, maybe right there. I think that'll work great. And this little guy right here, I think I'm gonna push him just a little forward. There we go. Okay, not like that. A little more. There we go. I just didn't want them to be in a straight line. Yeah, it needs to curve just a little. Okay. And now I can move these guys that were clearly supposed to be around this tiny bud here. There we go. And now I have some room for other stuff if I feel like it. So, let's see. I think I'm gonna make this guy a bit bigger. And this guy, I actually think I want to be a bit smaller. So I guess I'm changing up a few things, but I hadn't really gotten this far. We'd just gotten started, and I remember being super tired when I started doing the leaves here, but I just wanted to draw some stuff. It's a good one. Let's see. So right now, I don't really feel like they're giving a strong impression of bending and twisting in various ways. I'm kind of okay with that right now. I want to do a little bit more, I think. Like, I think I might have this guy kind of pointing toward the window a bit, but I don't have a highlight color yet. I don't really feel like getting it yet, so I'll just, I can kind of see it in my head, and I think that's good enough for now. Let me just kind of bend it just a little. But for now, I just kind of want to focus on, I don't know, where they're sitting. And just some basic stuff. Okay, I see that this guy was probably supposed to be doing something like this, so let's get him on out there. And then maybe just a tiny little guy right here. That's a little bit too big, actually. Right there. Just a little guy. Can't really see him, but don't worry, I'll bring him out. And then I still want the tiny little leaves around this guy, but they'll just be sitting on top of these bigger ones here. I think that's good. These guys all seem fine through up here, and I think this is about where I stopped, because I can see that some are missing, and then the ones further up are quite messy. So I got like halfway. Oh god. There's so many. And I just got to remind myself, you know, be kind to the future self. Just remember that the me of like, I don't know, probably 30 minutes from now is gonna have to render all the leaves. Please don't forget, self. Don't be too hard on me. or don't be too hard on the future self there. Make him look good. But it's okay. You don't have to go too hard. It'll be fine. Okay, and then I know the vine is kind of doing something like this. So I do want to make sure that I get some of the leaves flowing over there too. Maybe a big one here that's going kind of underneath those ones. I really like this little curl though, so I might leave there bald actually. I changed my mind. Yeah, I think this works. I do feel like there needs to be something in between these guys, though, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. Because I don't want to overlap this. I think that's pretty cool. But I also want to make sure that the leaf density is kind of the same up here as it is down there. So I'm trying to kind of figure out how to do that. I think something like this shape will work nicely, and I'll just... I think this is probably going to end up being highlight, but I'll make it shadow for now. Still feel like right here is like bald, though. I don't know, can I do something like this? Yeah, I think so. And then this guy will be on top, and this guy is just going to be underneath everything, so I'll just do it like that for now. So things are still going to be a bit messy for a while, but that's okay. You know, we don't got to worry about that. As always, you know, one thing at a time. I'll let this one be a little bit on top there. And I kind of like the idea of just a little tiny tip peeking out right there. I think that'll be cute. There we go. Okay, so that will peek out there, and now the vine is kind of receding into the back there, so probably don't need to draw too many around here. Let's just refine this shape a bit. And you see, now that I have a bit more energy compared to last time, I'm going slightly less insane. It'll be okay. Yeah, this is really perfect. And I mean that in a bad way. It looks unnatural. So I'm trying to figure out how to kind of fix that. Let's get something going up like there. And maybe I'll just leave right here bald. No, I changed my mind. I like having the leaf there, actually. Maybe a little guy kind of sticking out right here. No. What about on this side? Okay, yeah, that's a little better. On this side, it was going to overlap that little tip that I just put out there. So I'll do it like this instead. And then we'll have this guy kind of curling out and around like that. Yeah, something like that. This way it's not just like a little perfect fan. I think I have some room for something that's just a little bit unnatural, since this is inside of a fancy mansion. And people with too much money are known to tame their plants in silly ways. So I could probably get away with it, but I don't know. I think I like this better. Okay, so we'll have some little guys there around the little buds. I think I'm just gonna redraw all the ones over here because I think I want the runs around the small buds to be a little bit smaller than that. And I let it extend into the window frame just a little bit there. I'm gonna have to look at wooden window frames when I go to render this just to make sure I understand how blended the part kind of going into the window should be. I'm not actually sure. Because I know, like, on window frames with synthetic materials, the difference is quite stark because they tend to be a little bit shiny. But I'm not sure how it is if it's actually made out of wood. I can't remember the last time I've seen an actual wooden window frame, so I'll look that up. Put some little guys here. Just some tiny little leaves coming out. Yeah, I think that should be fine. I don't think I have enough just small, less dense areas, and I think as we get higher up, it'll make a little bit more sense for them to thin out a bit. I want the ones around this rose to be pretty big, but some of the other ones I think I can afford to make a little bit thinner, make it clear that they're on a vine. I actually think that big rose bushes like this are probably on multiple vines. But again, a fancy mansion. They can trim it, hire gardeners to get the kind of shapes that they want. It's all good. I don't like that blob. I think I have to be a little bit more deliberate in how I do it up here if I want it to be a little thinner. There we go. And then something like that, maybe. We'll get one big leaf kind of coming up there. Bring that guy out, let this guy kind of be on top. And I think that'll look pretty good. Okay, so let's disconnect these guys. And we'll let this leaf kind of come out like this. And maybe a little guy right there that is being overlapped by this little guy right there. And then maybe one coming up a little bit more towards us like this. And then I think the rest will make more sense once I add the second layer of leaves. I kind of terrify myself saying that, but yeah, I need a few that are just kind of covering the roses, so there will be a second layer of leaves. Of course there will. It's like... Man, when I looked at little rose bushes like this, they just had a ridiculous amount of leaves. It was crazy. It really was. I was very surprised. I think I actually kind of want this one to be on top, so I'll just put a little guy here for now. Actually, I'll put nothing there, and I'll just let the one that goes on top handle it all. Okay. So right here might look a little bit bald for a second. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'll fix it. And in all these little silhouettes, I can kind of see what I'm going for. It's enough that I'll be able to render it, I think, as long as I do it today. I might have a little bit of trouble if I'm not able to finish it today, so let's hope that we can finish it in the next 3 hours. Okay, so I think that's good for the first pass here. Wasn't quite so bad. I thought it'd be way worse. But yeah, I think that this kind of shape is looking pretty okay. So let's do the top leaves. And just for the sake of my sanity, I'm going to invert the colors here. We're going to make things look a little bit weird, but... that actually looks surprisingly good. Could have some white leaves. No, but... I'm actually kind of surprised by how good the inverted colors actually look here. Wild. If I was doing something different, I might have actually kept that. But I don't think it works with what I'm going for. So let's see, how do I want some of this to work? I think I kind of want one coming out from over here to cover up the bud just a little. No. I mean, yes, but wrong color, and I don't feel like taking the effort to fix it, so we'll just delete it and draw it again. It's all good. And do I want any covering up the rose here? I think I might actually let this leaf here cover up the rose. We'll connect it over here and kind of merge it with the guy below. I'm gonna let this guy be on this layer then. I can erase what's there a little bit later, but I think that looks pretty good. I don't really feel the need to refine things heavily for the moment. Not yet. Soon, but not yet. I want another leaf covering this one. Just a little. I don't think I want anything covering this one. And this guy here. I think I kind of want this one to cover it. And the addition of all of these extra little leaves here should go a long way to making it look like the roses are part of the bush, as opposed to just kind of existing separately. And I do think that kind of thing is important if you want to draw a nice bush like this. And I've been seeing a lot of these little shapes just in my head. In my head. So now I can just plop them down, see how it all goes. It'll be great. Okay, so let's see. I want to bend this one a little bit more. No, not like that though. I have an idea. Yeah, there we go, like that. Okay, and let's see, this guy... I think I'll take one that starts like over there and just kind of bring it forward. I want it to point more toward the viewer. How do I do that? Let's see. I think we just do it like this. And this big one, I think, like I said, I'm going to merge it with what I have on the previous layer. We'll just make it on this layer instead. Have a nice big leaf there. And you. I think this guy's actually okay. I don't think I need anything in particular there. There's not going to be as many leaves on this layer. Most of them are handled by the other one. I'm just thinking about where some of these might just overlap. And this one, instead of making it look like it's coming out of the flower, I can now make it look like it's coming over, like this, and still kind of keep that shape blocked out. So that's always nice to be able to do. I can do little things like that anytime I feel like something is just... Like, I need to fill the space, but I don't quite like how it's being handled. And like here, these are a little bit too fanned. So what I think I'll do is put another leaf on there. Let's see, how do I want it to be facing? I think we'll take this guy. And just do this. Just a couple of little leaves covering it. And here, I mentioned that I wanted a big one kind of coming out and covering those guys. And that's why I left this space kind of blank. So now we can see that. And right here, I think I want... This one's a little bit on top. So I think I want a little leaf coming out of it and covering this rose. A little. Okay, and I think that those are all the top leaves. So... now I'll invert the colors on, on this layer. So that this way I can see where I need to draw some shadows down here. So I can actually differentiate between the leaves there, and they don't just kind of start melding together. And then after that, we can start making them look nice. So I'll probably do it in waves like I normally do, where I start by refining the edge, and then I go through and kind of deal with the middle. We're going to have to find some nice light colors. I am going to want to look at my rosebush reference again. I will want to do that. Just so I can get a good idea of what these leaves actually look like. But I think before I do most of the leaves, I will end up doing the roses, but I do want to get those top leaves. I at least want to get the shapes fairly accurate. I think the roses themselves probably won't change very much. So I think at this point, it's probably safe for me to start touching up just everything and getting those edges good. Ugh. Man, I'm so yawny today. Okay. I think I will start with the top leaves, though. So... I'm gonna hide the leaf layer and just go in and refine the shape of the leaves here. I have large areas of shadow painted under them, so it shouldn't matter too much if the shapes are a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. And let's just get these edges perfect. And then I'll do the same for the roses. And then I'll go do the other leaves. And you notice I'm only drawing half. And that's because I am going to mirror this to the other side. It will just be perfectly symmetrical. And that should save me a lot of time in working on the background here, especially considering it's a little on the complicated side. Like, for the most part, this drawing is about the outfits. So I don't really want to go too hard on the background. I mean, it maybe sounds a bit strange considering what I'm drawing. But I do want to keep most of my energy on the character. So the background exists to enhance her. So I'll finish this leaf after I touch up this rose. But anything that doesn't serve to make her look better should be cold, frankly. So I like this leaves here because one of the big colors on the character is in red. So putting her around a bit of green, I think will look really good. So that's why I picked some greenery here. It was more obvious on this one since most of the dress is red. But there's enough red on this that I think it still applies. And I think it just makes for a nice frame around her. Adds quite a bit of contrast. I'm gonna have to be careful with the roses. I'm probably gonna make them a lot darker than I normally would. So this way they kind of blend in with the brown of the background. And the leaves that are getting a little far away from her will probably also be darker. I might even desaturate them a little bit, which is unusual for me. But I think that'll be a job for some post-production stuff. That probably won't happen for a long time. But these are some of the things I'm thinking about. Because, yeah, I mean, I really like just some of this stuff being near her. Okay. So, let's see, what do I want for this kind of shape? I want it to be a little bit... I don't know how to describe this kind of shape, but I do think it looks nice. I like drawing in silhouettes. I think it makes things very easy to follow, and I think that I end up with some pretty strong shapes when I go ahead and do things like this. It works for me. Let's let that little bud peek out just a little bit more. So we'll change the shape of this leaf just a little. And let's see, where do I want this one to be starting? Probably like right on the base of the bud. So we'll get a shape a little bit more like this. And I just realized that there's one other thing I want to do with the buds. In that when I looked at my references, they had a shape kind of like this going around the base. Even if there wasn't necessarily a leaf coming out of it, they had that kind of shape. Where it was a little bit pointy. And I think I would have put that on all of them. And I just kind of forgot about it. But I remembered in time. So, you know, all is well. As you can see, I'm not really bothering to connect all of the leaves to the vine. It's not realistic, but who cares? Nothing about this is especially realistic. Okay, this one I'll finish up after I touch up the rose. But I'll try to get most of the edges. Like I said, I don't really think the roses are going to change much, but I do want to touch up their edge before I do too much more. Same with this guy. Just to make sure. Okay. And before I stop, I do want to go add those little pointy bits to the other buds. So let's head back down, because yeah, he got his pointy bit. This guy didn't get his, though. He needs just a little thing kind of going in there. No, this guy didn't get, like, anything. It's alright, we'll just give him his little stem or whatever it is there. I don't know. When I looked at the reference, I just remembered shapes like this. Honestly, I should probably go and look at the reference again before trying to do this, but it's okay. All is well. Okay. So there. I think that's good for the first pass there. Let's... I'm gonna do the roses with the leaves above them off for now. Because all I'm really gonna do is touch up the edge and where they overlap. I really don't think they need too much work. I think that they're looking pretty good. But there's just a little bit of artifacting from the transforming that I did to get them into their current positions. So I'd like to just clean up the edges just a little. And I will definitely not be focusing on the insides for now. That will come a little bit later. I look forward to making this vine a little bit thorny. I'll have some thorns poking through the leaves. Definitely gotta make it thorny. Very. Just one of those little bits of almost storytelling. Okay, so here's where things get a little complicated. Let's start with the edge here. So I said that I wasn't going to be focusing a lot on the inside. Accurate. Areas like this, a little bit of an exception. Because I want to define where the flowers are overlapping each other. So I want to make sure I have a good shadow or two over where I think the petals are. So something like this. And now we can see that this flower is overlapping the other one. And now I need to make sure that we have the overlap on the little bud here. There we go. And we get something like that. And this should help me figure out where the leaves are supposed to come out. A lot of these aren't looking too bad. So I'm glad I don't have to do a lot of work to just clean up those edges just a little. Make sure I define where each flower begins and where it ends. Okay. Autosave tried to help me out, but I was in the middle of putting down a mark, so a window came up and just like waiting for process to complete. It surprised me. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's mostly the inside that has a little bit of distortion that I have to deal with. Like, right now it looks pretty flat, so I'm gonna be pushing those middle parts out. Like, I don't know, let's see if I can do a little demo here. So I'll be doing something like this later. Where I just kind of liquefy and push them in the right direction. I might just do it now, honestly. So things are gonna get a little bit messy. Hello there, Protox. Welcome back. Okay, and okay, I didn't like that shape. There we go. That's a bit better. Let's curve this a little more nicely. There we go. And then this part should come over here a little bit more, and there. That's better. Certain parts did get a little bit distorted here, so happy to be fixing it up just a little. Phew. Alright, we're almost to the top. Almost to the top here. And then I can go back and readjust the leaves again. So I think when I go about rendering this, normally I would do the things in front before the things in back, but since the leaves have areas that are both in front and behind the roses, I'll probably just do all the leaves at once. And I guess strictly speaking, I probably won't go into final rendering a bit. I just kind of want to get all of the background figured out before I go too hard on all that. That's kind of what makes sense to me. There we go. So now I know where that flower is. Touch up the edges there, and I think this is all the flowers. At least their outer edges well defined. So I think the way I'm going to approach this is much like I did for the body itself. In that I'm going to do a first pass where I just use hard edges for everything. And then after that, I'll do another where I kind of smooth things out. and make everything nice and soft and pretty. But I think I'd like to get an idea of how everything is going to shake out before I go ahead and render everything out. Okay, so there we go. That's all the leaves kind of in place. So let's get the rest of them. There's so many leaves. Alright, well, here goes nothing. So, let's go get all these shaped nice. I'm still not gonna focus too hard on the insides, just the outside for now. Getting those nice and smooth. But I will add any shadow areas that I need to in order to see where those leaves will be living. And I think I'll also start adding the shadows underneath from the flowers themselves. I'll start adding those too. Actually, well, while I'm dealing with the outside, I guess I'll wait. Okay. But this is where I need to understand all the shapes and stuff and make sure that everything is kind of working out the way I want it to. There we go, and let's see here. I want this guy to be a little pointier. This guy too. The hope here is just that I get everything is shaped just right so that I can lock the layer and never have to worry about coloring outside the lines again. I don't like the way this flower's peeking out there, so I might just erase here. We'll just pretend like I always intended to do it that way. It's fine. Okay, and I want to make sure I understand that there's a distinction between these two leaves and these two leaves. Lock the layer briefly so I can get that shadow in. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, nice and pointy. Has a very leaf quality. Sometimes you can always only describe things like that. Hello there. Let's see. Death Guard Diane plays. Welcome. Okay, so that's a leaf from the other layer. I'm not gonna mess with that. Okay. So I think I see what's happening here. Let's see how I want to do this. Oh, what's wrong? Okay, I think I know what I want to do. And I think this one is actually supposed to be coming out of the rose there, so I'll go ahead and trim back that there so it looks a little bit more natural. Oh, what's that? Okay, and I think I want to adjust this leaf as well. I don't like how it lines up a little bit too perfectly with the one above it, so I'm going to erase everything there, and we're going to let this leaf kind of come off to the side a little bit more here. I'll let it overlap this one. No, that's fine. I do a bunch of programming too. It's pretty great. I actually do some game dev streams on Thursdays. So, it's a good way to be. Programming is fun. No. It's not a bad shape, but I think I can make it a little bit better than that. I want it to kinda come out and around and go up like this. Yeah, I don't really care about AI. I don't. I am totally apathetic. There we go. I think that'll look nice. And do I not have the right color for the shadow there? No, I do. Something was just making it look different for some reason. And there we go. Like I said, I really don't care. I don't. I really don't. Go use the tools you want, it's fine. Have fun. Go make cool things. That's what really matters. Okay, let's see. I want to touch up this guy a little bit more. There we go. Okay, and I think I want this guy to connect to the branch just a little bit better there. So let's put him in there. And we'll put in a little leaf. And I'll go back to trying to get this. So, this guy I was less sure about. He was looking a little blobby to me. I do like how far out he goes, though. So, let's make him look a little bit less blobby here. Am I sure I have the right shadow color? Yeah, I do. Okay. I guess I have a lot of dark colors around here, so it just ends up looking a little bit darker. There we go. Okay. And I think I'll make him a little thicker right through here. Oh, nice. What's it do? Like, helps in what way? Just makes it a little bit less... tries to guess the line and make it a little bit less shaky? Yeah. So, something, stabilizer adjacent? That's pretty cool. Man, it's gotta be rough. Of trying to do something, you know, something that you used to be really good at your entire life, and then suddenly you suffer from a disease that doesn't let you do it anymore. Oh god, I'd be so sad if I couldn't draw anymore. That would be the worst. Just make your thing, it's fine. The people that want to use it will find you. I don't think that, you know, the average Twitter artist is going to be interested in your thing anyway. Because you're going for people with Parkinson's, which tend to be on the older side. And old people don't use Twitter. Yeah, but 30 years is a pretty long time. I mean, I guess when you're like me and you're 14 billion years old, it doesn't feel that long, but for the average human life, 30 years is a pretty long time. Okay. Now I got a nice little shape there, so I think this one's looking a bit better, and I see that I need to get another shadow there. That must have been a little impromptu leaf. Do I like this one being divided in half like this? I don't think so. So, let's not. We'll just let this one be big. It's fine. It can be big. And then I think I'll change the shape of this one a little. We'll let this one kind of come and overlap this one, now that I've made it big. So you can see, I'm still changing my mind fairly regularly, and that's normal. It's okay to change your mind. Especially when you're dealing with fine little things like this. But there we go, I think that looks a little bit better. There we go. I mean, I guess your perception of time depends on how much you're doing. Yeah. I mean, that's why I say, you know, just do the things you want to do. Don't worry about it. It's like, who cares if people give you a hard time? If you're making something worth it, just keep doing the thing. It'll be great. This is why I don't generally talk about AI. It's an entirely pointless conversation. No one is gonna convince anyone, regardless. And, you know, people have their preset opinions, and I just do not care. I really don't. I don't even care if AI makers scrape my art for stuff. I really don't care. Just go make nice things. It's great. Okay, we'll send this one up and around. And up like here, and through here. And I mean, I just make stuff. I don't even take commissions, so none of that's super relevant to me. I just like to go around and make stuff, and I encourage everyone to do the same. Whatever means pleases them. Okay, so I think that shape is all well and good. Looks like I missed a couple of spots, though. Economics is its own entire thing. Everything is worth what its purchaser will pay, always. So, I mean, if you don't want to pay the prices, don't. Eventually, an equilibrium will be reached. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I think I prefer this leaf being like this. Let's get rid of some of those extra shadows. I do have all the layers on, right? Yeah, I do. Okay, cool. And that's not something from the top, right? Yeah, that was something done before, but now I think I want it to be like this. And you know what? I think I actually want another leaf on top here, so let's see. Are you a top leaf? You are. Okay, cool. So we can just do it like this then. It's something like that. I think that'll look really nice. like I said, an equilibrium will always be reached. One way or another. Okay, and I think I'll let this guy go under there just a little bit more, just so this guy will overlap for it, and I think it'll make it look like this little guy is kind of coming out the side. I already think he looks very cute. I already think it looks really cute. Yeah, I think that leaf is fine. Let's see, this leaf looks pretty good. What about you? How do I feel about you? Yeah, I think you're okay. I think that's a good spot. I don't think I want this one to go quite so far out, though, so let's move him down just a little. I think I can still keep a nice leaf shape. It'll be fantastic. And then I see that I had a little guy here. Just a little guy kind of peeking out right there. And I think I'll do another little one kind of peeking out right here. You can't see it yet, but trust me, it'll be there. It'll be there. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Certainly fine for what it is. Let's go refine right here just a little bit. And thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad that it looks pretty good. I know I'm super zoomed in right now, but gotta see what I'm doing with all the little tiny leaves I gotta deal with here. But it looks like we're about halfway through them. You know, I thought that this would honestly take a lot longer than it is, so I'm glad that I'm getting through it quickly. So glad. Oh wait, no, this is the wrong layer. Yeah, let's back it up there. If I want that to be bigger, I should do it on the layer it's supposed to be on. I actually should clear some of this. Just so that this way that leaf doesn't exist on two layers and make everything all confusing. Just imagine trying to render this fully and I'm trying to fix that one area and just... Oh no, it's actually on the other layer. I always hate it when that happens. It's terrible, I tell ya. So we'll fatten that guy up a little bit more. And then I'll come right down into here. There we go. We'll get that guy pointing. I kind of want to give him a little curl here. Just a little tiny curl. I think this will actually end up being highlight when the time comes, but for now, leaving it in shadow just to show that it's on a different plane from this part, I think it's fine. Put the little shadow there to show that this leaf is on top of that leaf. And now I can go back to... Okay, I like the little guy there, but he's not in a good spot. Let's move him, just entirely. I can see why I put it there. But I don't like it, so I changed my mind. He's gonna go here now. Yes. So a lot of this is just gonna be a little bit of a placement for some of the leaves as I kind of get them into its final state here, and I am hopeful that shortly I'll be able to just lock this layer and never have to worry about coloring outside the lines again. And then I can get some little leafy details. Like I mentioned before, probably not gonna go super hard on it yet. I'm just gonna kind of keep some hard edges there. And what was I doing right there? What the hell was I doing? I don't know, so I'm gonna do something else. I do think that this area looks a little bit bald, so I can tell that I just had some leaf going underneath there. I'm gonna do it better. There we go. And then I can lighten up this area. There we go. I don't want it to look too bald. So there we go. Let's get these guys into good spots. Okay, and I think that all of that is looking much more coherent now, so I am pleased. I am. I think it looks nice. Okay, let's see. I think I'm just gonna kind of trim some things back here, and I'm gonna let this leaf kind of be a little bit more like that. See, when I get started, I just kind of like to scribble my ideas down as best I can, and after a while, it'll kind of start to take shape. And then it's the job of present me to take what I got started there and turn it into something that makes sense. Find those final positions. This one is on top. So I'll just put the little shadow there. I'll refine that shadow a little bit more later. There we go. So let's see. I think I'm gonna bring this guy out just a little there. And what was I doing here? That's a good question. What was I doing there? It looks to me like I wanted a little leaf coming out here, so I'll give him a little bit more presence. I think I like it, so I'll go ahead and let him stay. Okay. Oh man, I can almost see the top. Okay, yeah, this wasn't nearly as bad as I feared it would be before stream. I was figuring today, it's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna start going on mad inane rambles. As I tend to do when I just get into super tedious stuff. But no, this wasn't bad at all. It was only minorly tedious. Hell yeah. It's okay, it's worth it. I think it'll look really good once it's all there, and I still stand by the green frame around such a red design being exactly what I want to do here. I think it'll frame her wonderfully. So I really do look forward to seeing what it's going to end up looking like once it's done. I do. I'll just go ahead and leave all these little guys here. And I have a little bit of residue right there. But I do support there being another little guy kind of coming out there. I think I'll do him like this. And we'll let him kind of overlap this guy just a little. Okay, yeah, I think that's nice. Phew. Just a few more to go, man. Like, even if it's not as bad as I feared, it's still a lot. What was I doing there? I told myself that it'd be fine as long as I finished it today, but I already forgot. Oh, God. So what was I doing here? I could tell that I wanted a big leaf there, but, like, where's it coming from? Okay, I'm gonna kill it and redraw it. I don't like this one right now. I don't. I do think something needs to be there, but it is not that. Let's go ahead and finish off this leaf. And then I can kind of decide where I want to put another thing. Like, what was I even doing? I don't know. I don't. I'll let this guy come out more. And then maybe I'll put another little guy right here. And he'll be underneath. And then I can say that there's this leaf maybe coming from over here that goes out over here. And this will just be underneath everything. I'm gonna try to get it a little bit smoother than this. Okay, you're a top leaf. I don't want to mess with you too much. Okay. So, Ian, you mentioned that you also draw stuff. What kind of stuff do you draw? Okay, I think I'll let this guy come out a little bit here. And we'll do it just like that. Oh wait, no, that's a big leaf. That's a top leaf. I don't want to be drawing anything for that here. But I clearly want to extend it out just a little, so let's touch up those edges. And I'll go from there. Oh no, you weren't a top leaf though, right? Oh no, you are. Okay. Try to be careful about keeping things on the right layers, because I always forget. Happens more often than I like to admit. Okay, and then this one I wanted to be on top. I think I'll still let it be behind this one, though. There we go, and then there's that dark one just in the back. And I think this is comprehensible now. I do. I think all is well. And I'll be getting up to the top soon. Let's see. You weren't a top leaf, right? Yeah, you're not. So let's refine the shadow just a bit, so this way we can see that leaf clearly. Let him very clearly show its little leafy face. Okay, then some of this is the leaf that's kind of existing in the background there, so I'll fill in this gap. Define where this leaf is going, so this way I know how big to make that shadow part. Right there. And then define the edge of this leaf so that this way it's clear that this one is on top. And now I can go in and draw the rest of this one. There we go. It's a lot of leaves. Oh god. And at some point, I'm gonna have to make them look really nice. In fact, that's going to be today. I'm terrified. Once I get it looking fairly good, I'll probably just copy it over to the other side. But once again, once I go and try to make things really soft, I'm only gonna do it on one side. I'm fine with this part being perfectly symmetrical, so I only have to draw half of them. Can you imagine if I had to do this on the other side too? I would die. I probably wouldn't, actually. I'd do it, but I'm gonna keep things simple for me for once. We'll just have a nice time. Just drawing some leaves. Okay. So I can kind of see how these ones are supposed to overlap. I'm gonna keep this one smaller. And I think... Let's see, which one do I want to be on top? I think I'd actually like to rotate this guy just a little. Right now, they're kind of all pointing in the same direction, and I don't like it. So we're gonna point him off to the side a bit more. There we go. That should help. I don't want things to get too samey because that'll just make things look bad. So we'll let this guy be on top. There we go. Looks a little bit less samey. And so that one up there is going to be a top leaf, and I think he already looks okay. Do I want another leaf here? Maybe doing something like this? Yeah, that looks nice, actually. We'll get the shadow from underneath that leaf. And I think I'll still let this guy exist on top there. This guy will just be kind of hiding underneath. There. Hello there, Nibnal. My persona. I am Planckera. And this is what I look like. Welcome. But yes, I drew and rigged the model myself. Let's see, what was I doing there? And right now, I am just drawing some fan art of another VTuber that I like. Her name is Katya Sable. And I am working on the background. It's quite fun. I like her a lot, and I've been having fun with this background. Right now I'm having to draw some leaves, which is maybe a little bit less fun. They're okay. It's just once you have to draw a lot of repeated shapes over and over again, it gets a little bit tedious. But honestly, it's not quite as bad as I thought it was going to be before stream today. It's actually going pretty well. Okay, how do I want that leaf to be coming out? Because there's like some stuff down there. Let's see, I'm gonna have to experiment a bit here. Because right now it looks like it's coming both directions. Give me just a sec to finish up here. I have a bunch of layers hidden, so it's actually gonna take me a second in order to be able to pull it up. But shortly, yes. Let me just finish these last few leaves here. As you can see, I'm almost up to the top. And right now I'm trying to figure out how those ones attach. Because I didn't do that very well when I did the initial sketch here. But it's gonna take me a second to turn everything on and off, because I'm gonna have to go find all the layers again. Because right now she's looking a little weird. Because I have everything prepped for working on the background. It's alright. It's almost there. Almost. Okay, then we'll put a leaf there. And you can see I've got like 2 clumps left. Oh shoot, did I draw the wrong layer? I might have. No, we're good. Left-handed? No, I am right-handed. There is some correlation between handedness and artistic talent, but there's just so many more right-handed people than there are left-handed people. That you see plenty of right-handed artists as well. I do think it's kind of interesting how that shakes out, though. Let's see, no, I think this is from this leaf back here. So I'll just draw it like that. Okay, no, we're fine. I thought I drew something on the wrong layer again. I mean, they still exist. They're just less common. Okay, and once again, I kind of have all these leaves pointing the same direction, so I want to turn this one. Just so they're not quite all doing the same thing. There we go. Looks a little bit more varied there. Okay, and... see that I have this leaf going over like this. So I'll let it do that. I think that's fine. I'll let this guy kind of go on top a little. And I think all of that can just be blobbed into shadow, and that's fine. So now I think I'm on like the last shadow here. There we go. We got leaves. Yay! Well, that could have been worse. Because, yeah, I'm just going to draw half anyway. Let me go turn the layers back on. We'll see if I can find them. Gonna take me a second. Because I want to reuse the background for the right side here, too. And her cape is translucent. So I want to make sure that it's all... that it's... When I draw the background, it'll work for the other side, too. So I gotta make sure that it's all working right, even if her cape and the skirt isn't there. But there we go. That's what we got so far. So once I finish the flowers and leaves here, I'm gonna move that to the other side as well. And there are some background elements that I have hidden, but don't worry about it. They're not done, so... But character, probably a good 90% done. I just have lighting and stuff to do, but I wanted to do that at the same time as the background, so we're doing the background first. There we go. Okay, gotta go hide all the layers again, and we're gonna go back to leaves. Okay. So now I think it's time for me to get my highlight color. Let's do that. I give myself a nice little orange. A little bit more red than I would normally do. But the red background I think will make it look nice. So, let's see. Oh, that looks super sickly. I kind of hate it. Oh no, we're gonna make it more yellow then. Of course, trying to do the highlight with the complement might make it a little awkward. Oh yeah, that's much better. There we go. I like that color. Okay, so let's find... Oh, well, thank you very much. I've been working pretty hard on it. So let's find the places where the planes change and things point toward the light here. This is what, like part 30 or something? I've been at it for a while. It's been taking a pretty long time, but, you know, it's okay. I've been having a great time working on it. So this one, I think it doesn't have a strong plane change, so I'll just let its highlight kind of fade out to nothing. But that'll be for future me. And I'm just gonna start plopping down shadows and highlights where I think they belong. Focusing on the leaves for now. I'll do the roses later. Let's see, I think this one was supposed to be going behind the flower. So let's clean that up a bit. There we go. Actually, I think this one should just be a shadow. And before I make everything soft like it is on the character here, I just like to kind of paint things in with hard edges like this. So that's all that's going to be happening for now. And I'll make it soft later. After the rest of the background has been blocked in, that's when I'll make everything nice and soft again. Right now, I just want to get the basics in. Just the basics. Okay, so I just have to remember what I'm trying to do with each leaf, and where is it going? What's it doing? Who knows? I don't have the time, but I think I can make it up. It'll be okay. I don't think this leaf points towards the light at all. Alright, so I guess this is the place where the madness might start setting in, because now I have to care about, like, every last detail here. And I can't just say, yeah, that's fine. It's not quite final, since I will be blending in everything later, but it's gonna be pretty dang close. So, no more being lazy for me. And let's see, I'm not gonna handle the shadows from the character until I have all her layers back on. Debating how I want to do this. This is actually a little tricky. Because I think a little bit more of the background will be showing on the other side. So I might, once I finish just the basic rendering, start moving this over to the other side too. So that this way I can handle shadows and the like independently over there. Yeah, I think that's what I gotta do. A little inconvenient, but it'll be fine. Okay. So, let's see. Maybe... No, I don't like it. Let's do it with the light then. I just want to show where the little rim lines and edges are. So this one, I think will be a bit more like that. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do all the lights for now. I'll do a little bit more of the shadows after. But I'm kind of driving myself crazy having to switch through 3 different colors when instead of just hitting X to switch once I'm ready for the next color, so I'm gonna stop that, and I'm just gonna do the lights. And then I'll go back and do the shadows. I think that'll make more sense for me. I think this one is pretty much gonna be entirely in light until maybe it gets near the back. This guy's like right in the window. And I think that there's going to be some nice things I can do to make all this look a little bit more transparent as well. Just add a little bit Because you know when you shine a bright light through a leaf or something, you get a bunch of subsurface scattering and you can kind of see through it. I think I'd like to do a little bit of that. Okay, that's a top leaf. I do think we get a little bit of light shining through here, though. Get a shape like this. And then I think a lot of these guys are just gonna be just completely in the light here. Just completely. Maybe not that part. But a lot of these little guys that are just in the window, they are gonna be so bright. It's gonna be great. I'm actually kind of looking forward to making all this look pretty. That's the thing with a lot of these small things. Drawing them, definitely a little bit tedious, but man, do they make things look nice. That's why I keep doing it. It doesn't always feel great at the moment, but oh man, does it just look so pretty. And I think this one is basically going to be totally in light too. I think that's probably good for those guys. Okay, we've got some more top leaves. Okay. But yeah, I've already got a lot of this smoothed out, and it hasn't been nearly as bad as I feared. Life is good. You get any light. I think you probably get a little sliver right here. Same with you. You just get a little sliver. This one I do think gets a lot more. Even though it's underneath, it's still gonna get hit a lot. Just right through here. The main light source is gonna be the window. There's a secondary one of, I just figure, lighting from the fancy mansion party that's going on here. But for the most part, I do picture the light coming from the window. Oh god, I look forward to lighting this scene properly. It's gotta be great. So many little things to look forward to. Okay, then right here I do think catches it on the edge. Same with here. And we got another top leaf here, which I do believe will catch a lot. Just right through there. You will catch a little bit. And then I think these guys are pretty much going to be all light. Did I participate in an art fight? No, I did not. I always think about it, but then something always happens in July that makes me not. So, no, I didn't do anything. Oh, you're a top leaf. Okay. There we go. And I think I'd like to smooth some of this out just a little bit more here. I really do want to get some of this stuff into its final state. Well, I guess final state making things soft. Oh yeah, I think this guy's actually facing the light. I was just using the shadow as a placeholder. Over here too. But yeah, if you're ever interested in any of my other art, I do put up time lapses of everything on the channel, so there's plenty of stuff to see if you're interested in it. Okay, and I think the ones back here are gonna be mostly light. I do think this top leaf catches the light, but I don't think these guys do. This one might on the very edge here, But for the most part, I don't think they do. So we'll have something like that. So if you're asking about an art fight, I assume you participated? Do you have a bunch of original characters and stuff too that you like to draw then? Okay, and I'll draw a little highlight on the tip of this leaf, but I don't think any more gets it. Okay, this is the top leaf. I think about half of this one gets it. And okay, you're another top leaf. I think a lot of this one gets it, actually. Oh no, you're not. I just had the wrong color. Whoops. There we go. And look, we're almost all the way around. And that'll be all the highlights done, and then I just gotta go in and touch up all the shadows. I don't think that'll be bad at all. And we'll see if there's anything else that I just kinda want to touch up, make it look a little nicer. I don't know. But I think that might be it for all the leaves. Yeah, not nearly as bad as I feared. I think the brain just likes to exaggerate a lot. Make things seem worse than they actually will be. It's been kind of funny because I've been realizing that I think I need to go in and just do some original stuff. Because I've been feeling a little bit artistically stifled lately, and for reasons I just don't fully understand. And for some reason, just the thought of doing some more original things again has made me a little bit nervous. I've been surprised. But the fact that it's making me a little bit nervous is telling me that, well, that's just all the more reason that I think I have to go do it. I do. I do think it'll make things better. Been drawing fan stuff for so long that it's almost like I've forgotten. Gotta reconnect with all those things that made me want to draw in the first place. Who am I talking to? I don't know. I just kind of chat. Say what's on my mind, what I'm doing, what I'm thinking about. I mean, I could just sit here and draw in silence, but I don't think that'd be nearly as entertaining. Okay. And so now got leaves here. Are you a top leaf? Okay, let's get those top leaves. And I mean, if anything I say sounds interesting, you know, feel free to just say whatever you want. As far as I'm concerned, I'm talking to everyone. This isn't exactly my Discord DMs, so... Don't quite do one-on-one conversation here. Just talk to everyone. Put the words out there. Anyone who wants to respond can. Am I watching anything interesting lately? Well, my husband and I decided to read Fate's Stay Night and then watch the anime to revisit his childhood for various reasons. And now we're watching Fate Zero, and Fate Zero's actually been pretty good. I was surprised because most of the derivative Fate stuff has been pretty bad in my opinion. But no, I've been pretty thoroughly enjoying Fate Zero. I know I'm like, what, 10 years late, but who cares? It's all good. Has there been anything that you've been enjoying lately? Let's see. Okay, so I have a top leaf there. Any of these leaves catch the light? I think so. I think this one catches the edge. But just a little bit, not a lot. And over here, I think this one... Oh, but that's a top leaf. So yeah, that one will definitely catch a little bit. Did I watch an anime called Orb? No, I'm not familiar with it. Admittedly, I don't have very much time to watch anime anymore. So I haven't been watching a lot of things. Most of what I watched is probably from like 10 years ago when I had more time to watch it. Okay. So how's that for light? Let's see, I think this one here probably catches just a tad. Just gonna go over things one more time, make sure I got everything. And it does look like I might have missed a couple of spots. So I'll go get those. So what is Orb about? Let's see, based on how I lit everything else, I think this guy's actually gonna catch a little bit more light then. I think those are all fine though. Okay. Yeah, what's it about? Okay, so I think that's good now, so now we'll go touch up the shadow. And kind of get those into their final state here. I think I've mostly got everything that I needed to do down here, but I'll go ahead and make sure that I'm still happy with everything. Since it does look like adding those little highlights did change a few things. Okay, and I do want to make sure that I have the shadows from the flowers in there too. There we go. So the shadows are going to be pretty small overall, at least the ones from the flowers there. Since the flowers are quite close to the leaves there. They're pretty close together, so the shadow doesn't have much time to kind of spread out and get big. I see. Okay. Well, I'll look into it. Hello there, Angel. Welcome back. Drawing leaves. It actually ended up not being as bad as I expected, so I'm pleased. Right now, I'm just kind of touching up the last few shadows and stuff, and then that'll probably be about it for leaves and stuff. I read sometimes. I've been trying to read more because I'd actually like to do some writing myself. So right now, I'm reading The Wheel of Time. I'm only on book 2, so I'm gonna be here for a while. Let's see, you're not a top leaf, right? Fiction? Yeah, the Wheel of Time is fantasy. It's a very, very long series. That's why I say, I think I'm gonna be here for a while. The Will of the Many, no. I wouldn't call myself an especially avid reader, so... I have not read a ton of things. Like I said, I kind of want to read more, so that this way I can maybe do some writing myself. I have some interest in writing a visual novel. It's actually why I decided to go read Fate Stay Night. Since it was one of the OGs, I guess. Okay. Well, I'll look into it. I don't read very much. I'm trying to read more so that this way I can write. So... But I guess if we just go on my taste based on what I like in comic books, which I read way more. As you can see, I have only the most highbrow tastes. I do like fantasy. Less so with a lot of the modern isekai stuff, but fantasy in general is pretty fun. And pretty much anything with superpowers. And I guess the only things that I'd really avoid, it's like I hesitate to say that I don't like horror, it's just nobody writes the horror that I like. It tends to always be gross stuff, being like, oh man, isn't that gross? And no, that's not what I'm into, but if you give me something that makes me feel like super amounts of existential dread, I'll probably love it, as long as it's not also gross. So... Marvel and DC, I've actually never really read Western comic books. Mostly Eastern. I don't just say manga, because I've also read a lot of Korean stuff. Maybe less so in the Korean stuff, but a fair amount. But like I said, I'm not an especially avid reader. I'm just trying to fix that, so maybe I can write some nice things. Shadows always take me a bit longer than highlights because there's always more stuff that needs to be put in shadows. Anything on my recently? I'm not quite sure what you're asking. What have I been doing recently? Mostly I've been developing a game. So most of my time's been going into that, and I'd also like to do more drawing. Precisely. That tends to be why I hesitate to say that I like horror, because most of the horror that people write is not stuff that I find horrifying. Needs more existential dread. And if it's just kind of gross or relying on tension, I don't know. There's been some thrillers that I enjoyed. I like Carnby Kim's work. More comics. And he does thrillers, so it varies a little bit there. Have I played Elden Ring? No, I haven't actually played any Dark Souls games. I know they're popular, but they just don't look like something I'd enjoy very much. They don't look really like my thing. Make my profile into art? Well, right now I'm working on this drawing. And I get the feeling I'll be working on this drawing for a while. Getting into the background, it's very exciting. What's my favorite game? It's a game called Outer Wilds. If we're talking existential dread, that one has it in spades, and it's beautiful. Others, I also really liked Baba Is You. I think that's probably one of the best puzzle games out there. And generally, if you're asking games that I like, if it has a development team of more than 10, it's probably not high on my list. I guess that's not true. Slay the Spire has more people now. Slay the Spire is excellent. Persona? Yeah, Persona series is pretty good. I've enjoyed the games quite a bit. I'm a little bit worried about 6, though, after Metaphor, which was terrible. Absolutely terrible. It was very disappointing. And it's leaving me very concerned for what Persona 6 is going to be like. I feel like Atlas has been contaminated. No. I will not make anyone's profile picture into art. I am drawing this picture. Let's see, I think I'd like a little highlight on this guy, actually. I think he needs a little. Just like right through there. I think right there will be kind of tapered off into nothing. But I do think that there will be a light there. Yeah, Hollow Knight was good. Silksong was bad, but Hollow Knight was very good. Silksong was so disappointing. I was looking forward to that for so long, and it just... I can hardly believe it's developed by the same people. I could actually go into many game design triades about Silksong, but... it had some moments that were quite good. Mount Fae was excellent. But for the most part, I could just hardly believe it was developed by the same people. It did so many things wrong, and I just can't believe it. Like, I actually went back and played Hollow Knight again after that. Bile Water was by far the worst thing in any Metroidvania that I have ever played. But, I mean, just in general, it's not really about being hard. It's... Let's just compare the arena in Hollow Knight to pretty much any kill room in Silksong. All of the areas where you had just a bunch of enemy gauntlets and where you had to fight a bunch of random enemies, they showed up in a bunch of, you know, random places. And generally you'd be in a rectangular room. Just a plain rectangular room with no features. And then you'd go kill the enemies in the enemy gauntlet. And that's it. And oftentimes that they had a random boss at the end, so you had to fight through a bunch of chaff that you already know how to beat in order to be able to fight the boss. But what I can't get over is just that they were always in this boring rectangular room. They did nothing with how enemies work together and fight together. Nothing like that. It was just random enemies in rectangular rooms. And if you compare that to any of the kill rooms in Hollow Knight, they never did that. They were always very well put together. Like, just think of the arena fights. Those were just regular enemy gauntlets. And they were just beautifully done. They thought about enemy behavior, they thought about how to make them harder and more interesting, and how to bring some of their attacks together and how they'd play off each other, and they even changed the rooms to be able to do something interesting with them, whereas here it was just raw filler. There is so much filler in Silksong. It's awful. I'm just thinking, in order to get the true ending, you need to do random things like just donate a bunch of your money for absolutely no benefit. Is it bad? Like, if I'm comparing it to some generally, well, some games that are very poorly put together, yeah, there are worse things out there, but this is what made it extremely disappointing. It just did so much of its design so badly compared to its predecessor. It's like, of course I'm going to compare it to its predecessor. It's made by the same team. Even though I find that hard to believe sometimes, that it was actually made by the same people. But theoretically, it was made by the same people. Are there worse games out there? Certainly. But well, once it was done, I could only feel relief. I was just kind of glad that it was done, honestly. And that's not a feeling that you want to be leaving your players with. I could go on several specifics. There were signs in Hollow Knight that the developers were maybe not the biggest fans of the player, but Silksong was really hateful in that regard. That's why I say, single most disappointing game that I've played in a long time. But it's true that something can't be disappointing if it doesn't have some merit on its own. It can't be disappointing if it's just raw terribleness all the way through. Mount Fae was excellent, for example. That was some excellent little platforming sections there. What's the thing around my character? It is a sleeve. But I could probably ramble about Silksong for a while, because I was just so sad. So sad. Okay. So there we go. Yeah, I think this is all working out, and let's see, I think I want the ones in the light here to use a slightly lighter shadow, just so it's not quite so stark there. But once we get back into darker areas, it can go back to being the dark shadow. I always like doing little things like that. I like the way it looks. Yeah, if you don't like Hollow Knight, you probably won't like Silksong. Silksong is... I can't say worse in every aspect, because it does have some areas that are better than the original. Its movement is great. It feels so good to run around in. But it just has some really fundamental design problems. And I'm not even talking about it being hard, like, that's whatever. You can make games difficult, it's fine. But it just had... some really bizarre decisions. That's why I say, I could probably rant about it for a while. I'll spare you guys if you don't want to hear it. But I was so sad. Because I was looking forward to it. I was really excited to play it. and it just didn't hold up. The original Hollow Knight mostly did. When I did my playthrough afterward, just I wanted to directly compare it and see if I was over-exaggerating some of the issues that I saw, and maybe the original Hollow Knight did more of these things than I remembered, but it really didn't. It really didn't. Yeah, there's a few of those. I still think it's kind of funny that they put a freaking Fujoshi in the original. Yeah. And it's true. Such is life. I'm not bothered by it. It's just sad. Because I do think that the original is excellent. I still do. Even after I replayed it, I still think it's great. It's just kind of sad to see I guess I could say a Metroidvania classic fall so far. Like, I mean, I haven't been playing Metroidvanias lately because I've been exploring some other things, but prior to Atelier Ryza here, like a good 90% of what I played on this channel was Metroidvanias. So, I am a fan. I have played so many. I like them a lot. Definitely my favorite subgenre of games there. Actually, I do think I want this one to be dark. But this guy here could be a little bit lighter. Okay, no, I don't think I want any light there. I'll just add a little dark spot here to make it clear kind of what direction it's going. And I think I want a little bit of shadow on this side as well. Not a lot, just a little. Okay. And I'm not going to be worrying about how the character will be casting its shadows. Just yet. Not yet. Soon, but not yet. Just because I do want to copy and paste it over to the other side. Both the other side of this half and the other side of the other half. Just so that this way I will have a little bit less to draw when the time comes. I get to be lazy, and that's always fantastic. I do like to make my life a little bit easier where I can. Oh man, I can hardly believe that I've almost gotten through this. I thought it would take longer. I guess it did end up taking a while. I see, like which ones? Because I think lots of games have a pretty solid art direction. The Last of Us? Okay. Yeah. The world is harsh sometimes. I always think it's funny that people see nature as this, very kind and loving thing. Like, whenever you think of Mother Nature, it's always a very lovely lady who's kind and nurtures life and everything. And no, if you actually look at nature, it's pretty scary. Cold and unforgiving, it does not care. Yeah. Nature does not care at all. It's kind of like how in lots of ancient Chinese philosophy, they talk about water being gentle, and I'm always like, huh, this says a lot about the kind of rivers that exist in China, huh? Oh yeah. No, I agree. Nature is terrifying. That's why I stay inside. Or, you know, in outer space, where, strictly speaking, it's probably more terrifying, but... It's okay. I don't have the same fleshy meat bag problems that you guys do. Okay. Yeah, and I'm already almost to the end. Life is good. Let's just get these last few shadows and get out of here. I really do like the way it looks, though. I think it looks great. I think everything came out really well. I'm happy. Yeah, pretty much everything. It can be easy to get caught up in the fantasy of things, but I think it's good to see the world for what it is. And personally, I think most of the most beautiful things in the world are also a little bit terrifying. Maybe more than a little bit terrifying. What will be my next art project? Depends on how far along I am on my game when I finish this. If I am decently close to being ready for graphics, I might do some character designs and stuff, or at least kind of work out, you know, general aesthetics and whatnot. If I'm not, if I just feel like I have a really long way to go, I might draw something original first. I've been feeling like I have to do some original stuff in order to grow as an artist and all that pretentious nonsense. But it's the truth. I do think I have to. So I don't know what it'll be yet if I do something original, but I don't know. It'll probably involve neat fantasy scenery. I do like that kind of thing. And I do think that'd be kind of fun to draw. Okay, man. Let's see, I think I do want this color for here. Yeah, for the shadows there. We good there? Yeah, I think so. I think there looks good. So let's touch up the shadows down here. And I think that these ones are looking pretty okay. I think I want a little bit more shadow right there. Okay, and I think this will make more sense as being the lighter color. I'll let it be dark up in the corner here, but I think the rest makes more sense being the lighter color. And let's see. Got a little bit of touching up to do on this leaf right there, but that's fine. I can do that. Let's see, I don't like the shape right there either. Let's go trim that and back. Just getting some shadows. Actually, I think I don't like that. I changed my mind. I liked it better like this. It's a little bit more clear. Like, maybe it makes some sense to have a shadow there, and I might do it on the final version. But for now, like, maybe I should get a halftone. I think halftone is the wrong word, but... Because halftone has actual meaning in art, so yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the wrong word, but that's okay. Yeah, I think I might want a shadow color that's kind of in between my base and my shadow color here. And so we'll do a little bit more with the leaves then. It's okay, it'll be for the best. I might even get another slight highlight color. Just for like the extra bright areas. But there we go, we're about at the end here. This is why I'm thinking about, do I want another color in this? And I think the answer is yes, and I see that I forgot to light this leaf up here. But that's okay, I'll do it now. Here we go. No problem. Okay, so there we go. First pass, let's get something kind of in between here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plop some original color kind of on there and get something a little in between, so like that. Let's see, does this color look good? I think I want it to be a little bit lighter. How about now? Maybe just a little bit darker. I think that's too dark again. Man, I'm too picky. Yeah, because that's like barely visible. Maybe something like right out there instead of in the middle. I think that one's fine. Okay. So now I want to think about areas that I think might need just a little bit more of a shadow area in order to kind of express how it's turning. Because it can be hard to get things with only 3 colors. And for the most part, I'm not overly concerned about that with certain styles, but I think it's useful for here. Hello there, Redacted. Welcome. Okay, and this guy, I think I'm actually just mostly going to put in here pretty well. Drawing leaves. It's a little bit tedious, but I think they're looking really good. And as far as I'm concerned, any day that I get to come on and draw for the internet is a good day. So I've been having a great time. Life is good. I'm not gonna worry about over there. Yeah. This one's kind of all just underneath everything, so I'll let him be a little bit darker. Okay. I think these guys are good. This one I will put just a little bit down there. I think he's fine. This one's kind of underneath a bunch of stuff again, so I think I'll let this one mostly be darker. As you can see, I'm being a little bit less particular with a lot of this. Because I think I have the most important shadows and stuff down already. Do you see the full picture? Give me just a moment here. Like, right now, half of her layers are hidden, so she's looking a bit weird. It's gonna take me a second to get them all back on. So let me kind of finish up the leaf here, and then I'll zoom out. Let's see, this is a decent enough stopping point, and I think it'll take me a little while to get through all of it, so go ahead and turn all the layers back on. Let me find them. So I have things prepped for the background, and in order to copy the background to the other side, I need to make sure that her cape and skirt thing aren't covering things. Because, yeah, you can see the cape over here is translucent. So I gotta make sure that things look good back there. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I've been working pretty hard on it. Now we're just getting into the background. Character is mostly done, sans some global lighting stuff that I want to put on it. And I decided I wanted to do that at the same time as the background. So we're getting the background now. And right now, that means drawing lots and lots of leaves. Frickin' rose bushes, man! I have so many leaves on them. It's terrifying. Oh hey, I forgot your shadow. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, this one I think I'll just make dark. Just all of it. And I think it's fine for this one to be a little bit lighter. This one should probably be dark, though. And on this one, I think I want, like, this side to be a little bit darker. It's alright, you know, there's a lot of leaves, but I think they look pretty good. And I do think that they add a fair amount to the drawing. So that's why I keep drawing them. They drive me slightly insane, but such is the price you pay when you decide you want to make art. Thanks. There's so many. There's so many. And I'm just like, oh no, I have to render all the leaves now. My debt for drawing all the leaves has to be paid now. Life is hard. It's okay. They look great. It's worth it, I think. It should look pretty nice once it's all done. Actually, I do think I want a little light spot on this side, right there. Yeah, I think that looks a little bit better. And then much later, we'll make them nice and soft, like the character. But that will be for future me. Distant future me, probably. Because I kind of want to have the whole background ready before I go and do a bunch of smoothing and making it nice and soft and stuff. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I'll make it a little darker over here, I think. Just thinking about which planes are turning away from the light here. That's why I was like, you know, I think I might need a color in between my big shadow and my base color. That's what we got here. Yeah. Thanks. I like it a lot too. I didn't make that, but I'm glad that there's nice people out there that just put their stuff out for people to use. I was very happy when I found just a nice little piano playlist that I could use. Okay, and I'll have to touch up this highlight a bit. That's fine. Let's see, this guy. I think this guy's fine. I think most of these guys are fine. I think I'll add a little shadow here, though. Give it a little bit more dimension there. I think this part is firmly pointing away from the light, so I'll make him a little darker as well. This one I think is okay. This one is like underneath everything, so I'll go ahead and make him darker. Kind of the same with this guy down here. But I think the guys higher up will be like half and half again. So something like this. And like this. Okay, and let's see, after that, which ones other needed? Yeah, feel free to ask whatever you want. It's okay, you are not interrupting anything. I wouldn't be streaming if I didn't want to hear what people had to say. Put together an art challenge? Depends on what it is. Like, what are you trying to do? Let's see, we got some random pixels here. I gotta fix that up. Yeah, sure, just explain all the rules and stuff. Okay, yeah. It's okay, a lot of people I talk to just often wait for me to respond before they continue, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, it's okay, just explain all the things. Alright, so let's see, I think this one should also have a little gap there. This guy, yeah, let's give him a little. Alright, there we go. And then I think I want a slightly brighter color for where things kind of directly face the light. Just a slightly brighter thing. So let's go find a nice highlight color again. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, that's perfect, actually. Okay. So, just some areas where I think things are very much directly facing the light. So, like through here, for example, this guy is going to be so bright right there. This one a little bit less so, but I think around the rim makes sense. This one I think is going kind of more over here. I see. I see. What? Am I gonna have time to finish something in a month here? I mean, a month is a pretty good amount of time. Oh yeah, I got that impression. Just derping around. How do you want me to get things to you? Because, like, I don't have a Discord or anything where I can easily send. Do I just, like, message you on Twitter or something? And right now I kind of don't have much desire to get a Discord with the current state of things. You. Okay, yeah, I don't have the means to do so. So, sorry. Alas. Yes. Oh, thank you for the offer. Good luck with your, what would you call it? I can't exactly say competition. I'll just call it a project. I hope you're able to get a nice turnout. Challenge, yes. There we go. Don't you just love it when you just kind of blank on the word? It does. It's unfortunate. Okay, but man, even with all these other colors that I've been wanting to add. Leaves, almost done. It's wonderful. Man, I actually did think this would take longer. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to finish it in a day. But looks like I did. Hell yeah. Yeah, it seems like a pretty fun idea. But it's okay. It's probably just as well. I've been having a lot of stuff that I need to work on. So probably doing a bunch of those things. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think this part should be a little bit brighter. Actually, I think all of it should. I think most of the things that are like directly in the window should have some brighter lights here. And then I'll probably add some additional shadows where the parts of the window are. Alright, yeah, will do. Like, I know a bunch of community stuff goes down on Discord, but there's just been so many problems. And it leaves me nervous. Oh, is this not a top leaf? It's a top leaf. Oh, I had the wrong color, that's why. Yeah, the point that I stopped trusting it is when they tried to make a default forced arbitration agreement. And I was like, okay, there's gonna be some issues here. Oh no, I certainly appreciate the offer. I do. Yeah, sounds like it'll be fun. So, like I said, good luck. I hope you're able to get the kind of turnout you're hoping for. I really do. Okay, so let's see. We're good now? I think we're good now. I think this will look great once I'm able to make it soft. Nice. Okay, let's start doing some flowers. So, let's see, the first step on the flowers actually is not to just start rendering them. I need them to start pointing the right direction. Since I did just do a copy-paste, and then just kind of plop them in, and rotate them around. So let's get everything rotated correctly now. Got rid of my selection, didn't it? No, it didn't. Okay, good. So I'll tuck the leaves in where necessary. You know what? In hindsight, I probably should have done this first. Oh well. Cool. I'd say I'm more active on YouTube than Twitch, but I just recently started multi-streaming. So, been curious to see if I'd meet some interesting new people. So far, it's been going great. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've liked seeing some of the people that have come by. It's been great. It's been a good time. I'm glad I did it. Okay, I think that one's okay. Yeah, this one. This one definitely needs some of the most touching up here. That's why I said, in hindsight, maybe I should have done the flower adjustments first. But such is life. Okay, so this one's pointing a little bit away from the window, so let's pull out the middle a bit. Unfortunately, I don't think I have to redraw all of it, just a few parts. Then we'll go and make the petals look a little bit nicer here, so that this way they look a little bit less blobby and liquefied. I want to get this guy a little straighter through there. There we go. This is a big one, so I'm being a little bit more particular with it than I was for some of the other ones. But I think something like this should work out once I make it not look bad. I think you're fine, you're fine. This one, I think I want pointing a little bit to the left here. Same with this one. So yeah, I'm gonna have to adjust the leaves for the shadows of this. I forgot that I was planning on adjusting them. These things happen. It's okay. Let's see, I think I want to pull yours out just a little more here. Just get it rotating a little bit more nicely there. The liquify tool is so convenient. It makes me happy. Yeah, there we go. That works for me. Alright, let's make them pretty. I guess I'll have to touch up the edges again. I think I'll just do that as I go for now. And we'll see how far I get through these flowers before I have to go, but I am so glad to be done with leaves. I am so glad. It's not quite as bad as the frills. The frills were worse, but nonetheless, there were still a lot. There was just so much. Okay. Let's go in and start getting all of the petals in good spots again. Some of them I don't think look quite as good as they did when it was more facing forward. So I'm just gonna have to kind of redraw a lot of them, but that's okay. I knew that that was gonna happen. I was prepared for it. Because you can't expect to be able to liquefy large swaths of things like that and have it turn out good. With no fixing up. It's just not gonna happen. It's okay. It's for the best. It'll look really nice once I get it all down. So once again, I'm just gonna kind of lightly sketch things out, fairly loose about it. And I'll go back and kind of fix it all up once I am a little bit more clear in what's going on here. Because it is pretty hard to get things exactly right the first time. I've seen some people that can pull that off, but I am not one of them. It's fairly uncommon. That's why we sketch. Okay, but I think I'm getting somewhere here. I might need to change that outer shape just to let this petal go somewhere that makes a little bit more sense, like right here. There we go. And the rest I think looks fine. So that should be good once I fix it up. And I guess I'll just go through this one rose at a time. Because I already have them roughly the way I want them. So yeah, just a matter of going through and drawing them all. All of them. And there's so many again. Truly, it keeps happening. I draw stuff and then I have stuff drawn and I have to make it look nice. How could this happen to me? But it's alright. So I'm gonna make the shadows on the bottom part a little thicker and near the top, since the light is coming from up there, and at some point I'm gonna pick a highlight color. I don't think I'm gonna do that just yet though. I want to get some of these initial shadows in. Because I do think that they will look really nice once I get those initial shadows in. Just adding a little bit of shadows around the rim where I think we kind of see the edge facing away from the light there. So that's what some of those are. And I want to get the shape of that petal nice. There we go. That's nice. That is nice. Okay, from here... Oh, do I have a hole? That looks like a hole. Oh god, that means that like every rose is gonna have the hole there because they were all copy and pasted for the same one. Oh no. Okay. Oh, it's fine. I'll fix it as I see it. So now the top is gonna be kind of the opposite, where I want the lines to be really, really thin. Strictly speaking, I don't do lines. I don't do line art. Sometimes I have things that look like it pretends. But all this is light and shadow as far as I'm concerned. So everything up here will be thinner shadows. They'll still exist, but they'll be much thinner since it's facing toward the light. Okay. Yeah, and that line definitely shouldn't have been there. So there we go. Get those lines nice and thin up there. I think right here should be a little thinner too. Get thicker near the bottom. Yeah, I really like the way this is coming out, actually. I think this is gonna look great. Unfortunately, this part I do have to do for each rose separately. I can't just kind of cheese it like I did with the initial one that kind of got me started here. It won't look good if I try to copy and paste this everywhere. But it's okay. I'm getting there. And once again, I think I'm just gonna start with some shadows, and I will plop the highlights on after I'm happy with the shadows. I do think that the shadows will really make this pop, though. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fantastic. So excited. Just gotta be careful that I don't get impatient. It's so easy to get impatient. But I gotta make sure that all the pieces look nice. If I get too impatient, then, well, that means something's gonna get rushed, and that won't look nice, and that would just be a shame. That would just be a shame. Let's see, I see a little bit of residue here and there, but for the most part, I think that this is basically how I want it to be. So, I think once I kinda clean up that last little bit of residue I see kinda laying around, I think it'll be time to move on to the next rose. Yeah. Alright, let's get this one. We'll get these little guys here. I actually think the little guys will go a little bit faster. I think that they will be nice. Phew. Let's see, so this tells me I'm gonna have to move some petals around, but oh, no, combining those two worked perfectly. Okay, cool. Okay, I don't have to work quite as hard. Excellent. Okay, and from here, we'll go around again. And this guy is going to be fairly straightforward just because he's hiding so much that we barely see him at all. Oh, man. It's a little messy. I'm going to need to really get in there. Let's see, I think the center's like right there. Yeah, and then I see a petal kind of going around here. And I think that this looks okay, so. It's really small, so I'm trying not to get too fixated on it. I say as I zoom into 400%, it's okay. It could be so much worse. I just want to make sure that I kind of have it relatively clean, where there's not a bunch of gross residue everywhere and stuff like that. But I think this little guy is looking pretty okay now. Let's give this guy right here a bit more presence. Okay, I think that's fine. I'll just get the small details on this guy while I'm here. He's not gonna have a lot going on. So I think it'll be fairly simple. There we go. Okay, so I think that does it for those two, and when I zoom out, I think they look fine. It's really only the big ones that I feel the need to really worry about the details a lot. Because those are the ones that you're gonna be able to see. Everything else is... I don't know, they're a little bit more hidden. Okay. Okay, so I've got a round. Is that fine? No, this line's a little bit blurry still. Let's go over him a bit. And I'll add a little bit more thickness down there and make up here just a little bit thinner. And I think some of these edges are just a little bit blurry from the liquify tool. So I'll go ahead and touch them up just a little. Just a little bit. And I wanted to change the shape of this petal just a little bit too. Fortunately, you know, it's my universe, so I can do whatever I want. And if I want something to look slightly different, it's no problem. I can do that. Okay, there we go. I think that one looks pretty good now. I'll be zooming in and out a little bit more than usual while I go through and check things, and this one I don't think I liquefied. So that'll be a nice little straightforward one. Nice little break from all these other ones that I kind of had to care a little bit more about. Okay. So, you know, much like before, I'm just gonna kinda... Why do I keep using the wrong color? I swear, I just keep hitting X once and it hits it twice. Rude. Okay, well. Anyway. Just gonna make the lines facing away from the light a little bit thicker than the ones facing towards it. The light is kind of over here now, so it's gotta change up where the thickest ones go. And from there... hopefully we'll have something that looks really nice. Yeah, I like this. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Well, it's true. I needed that line to be a little bit thicker. I absolutely did. And it looks better now that it's a little bit thicker. Like right there, I think could use a little bit more, and right here. Just getting those corners. Okay, I think that one's good now. Alright, so this one's gonna be a little bit of adventure. See, it's quite blurry for the moment. We're going in! Okay. People with no taste. Admittedly, I don't really use a lot of lines in anything that I do, but oh man, do I like it. A nice art style with those super bold, thick lines. I think they look gorgeous. Even if it's not necessarily what I do. Oh boy, do I like looking at it. I have seen some really cool stuff. It just looks so stylish. I'm not actually sure how many of the lines I drew here that I'll be able to salvage, but I'll try to keep a few, I guess. Okay. This one's like on its side, so it leads to a little bit of shenaniganry, but I think that this looks probably okay. I'll just draw another petal kind of coming out like this, I guess. And that, I think, probably covers the rest. Yeah, I think that's probably okay. There we go. And I think it'll look fine once I kind of clean up some of the other stuff around here. Maybe one more just up here. Letting it wrap around a little bit better. Yeah, I think that'll cover the rest. Okay, yeah, I like this one. I think this one will look great once I get the highlights on it. But for now, yep, I think that looks sufficiently rose-like for me. So this one's gonna be like mostly in shadow. I'm honestly a little concerned, but I think it'll be fine. Let's get the shadow from the leaves in there, and then I guess I just go over it real quick. So all is well there. And I think that's all that one needs. So I'm gonna call that one good. Alright. Oh boy. Okay, so another one that definitely needs a lot of work. The Liquify kind of helped me figure out where some things were gonna go, but oh man, does it make things look bad until I fix it. Worth, but ew. Okay, so let's fix up some of this. And just kind of do some preliminary stuff. And let's see, I think I want to change the angle of this petal here. I don't like it right now. I want to move it over here. I'll just get it on over. Get it on over there. Okay, and I think I'll change this guy just a tad as well. Maybe make this just a little bit less pointy. There we go. Okay. I missed. Meant to hit the lock button, hit the scroll wheel, and suddenly I'm just way out in the middle of nowhere, not knowing what I'm doing. Okay. Let's see, I don't like this one at all, so we'll move that around a little. I think this guy's okay, and then I want the petal kind of go around like this, I guess. I think that'll be okay. With maybe one more just right in there. I think that looks okay. Yeah, that looks fine. God, there's so many. That's the story of this background, isn't there? God, there's so many. There's so much. I gotta make it fancy. Okay. Okay. Let's go make it nice. Slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. It'll get there. Okay, so this time the light is on the right side. So I'll make the lines facing over there a bit thin. And then we'll get some nice shadows in there. God, there really are just so many. Send help. Okay, so I want the lines kind of around here to be kind of thin. And up here, they're going to start getting thicker again. Okay, and from there... Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay, so I think this part should be a bit thinner. And over here should be a bit thicker. Really pay attention to where I think most of this light is coming from. And now I just kind of got to smooth out some of the lines where they are a little rough. I think it's about there. Looking like I probably won't quite have enough time to do the highlights. But I do think I'll be able to get most of the shadows at least. I just don't want to rush. It's always really tempting to rush, but I'm trying very hard not to. Very, very hard. Because I do want to make sure that all of these roses get all the attention that they need. But I don't want to get lazy. Don't want to make them look bad. Even if they're just minor background elements. I do think it'll be distracting if they look bad. Okay, but there we go. I think I got most of the residue there, so let's just clean up those last few spots. There we go. Okay, next one. Let's see if I can get through the last, what, 4? Yeah, 4 in 5 minutes. Probably not happening, actually. I think it takes me more than a minute to go through each one, alas. But I do have some places to go today, so I'll just get through as many as I can. Or I gotta head out for today. I was fearing today somewhat before a stream, but it actually went really well. I think the leaves look great. I think everything looks great, really. So, you know, I think I'm getting through the hardest part of the background here just right away, and it feels awesome. And I think that this will cover most of what I have to do for the other side as well. So that is also awesome. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to be able to copy and paste most of this. Most of it. I'll just have to do a little bit of compensation for where the shape of her outfit on the other side is different. Okay, I think that's good. Let's get this one. Now it's kind of coming from the bottom, actually. So let's make the lines kind of on the bottom and the left here a little bit thinner. And then the ones everywhere else just a little bit thicker. Okay. I think we'll have a shadow kind of like this. No, this is right. This is right. Okay, and we'll have nice thick shadows over here. I see a little hole. I'm gonna fix that. Oh no, I think a lot of mobile games have excellent art. So no offense taken. I mean, if we look at my references on the side, yeah, that's from a gacha game. But thank you. Yeah, I've been working pretty hard on this one. I'm pretty happy with how it's starting out, especially since it just kind of started as an experiment. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. But I have been enjoying this one. Look, man, they live and die on the appeal of their characters. So it only makes sense that they have good art. It's like I don't play them anymore, but I can still appreciate just how nice some of the characters look. Steal all their ideas. Find all the good parts about them and bring it into my own stuff. It's a good way to be. But yeah, I've been quite pleased with this one. I like it a lot. Just slowly fill that in there, and I think that one is fine. Let's go ahead and touch up some of the edges here, because it's a little rough in a few places. But in terms of a general direction, yeah, this is good. I think it's about there. Okay, which just leaves these little guys, which I think mostly look fine. They just need to recover from being liquefied. You know, understandable. Being liquefied sounds like it'd be a little bit painful, so... Okay. Unfortunately, it looks like I'm not gonna have enough time to attempt the highlights, but at the very least, we'll be ready. We'll be ready for next time. We'll see how much of this I feel like I have to touch up, but right now, I think that all of this just looks really nice. I'm very pleased. Maybe I will be able to finish the shadows. I got like a minute. We're good. And these guys are pretty small, so I don't have to go too hard on them. Just as long as I have the proper directions in, I think it'll just work out. Go in focus mode for just a little bit, so this way I can maybe actually finish that. Yeah, I think that's fine. So there we go, first pass. Where the deepest shadows are, and next time we'll go ahead and finish off all the roses. But so far, so good. Ew! And then, let's see, so I want to get this background, I want to get all the roses and stuff, I want to get this window. Yeah, and I think the cabinet will be pretty fast. So I do feel like once we have the greenery here done, the rest is just gonna come, and it'll be fantastic. But I suppose this is where I will stop for today. I'll go ahead and leave the layers off since I'm just gonna be doing more background stuff next time, so there we go. Phew. That was a lot. Well, thank you all for coming, and I hope you're able to make something wonderful today. I will see you all next Thursday for some more coding and game design. Hope to see you there.